Frankly, never was the easiest woman to deal with. I say that in a loving way because I knew her too. She gave me the business as well.
If anyone thought that Wendy Williams was completely out of the game for good, you might want to think again, because the latest buzz has her coming straight for Oprah Winfrey. Word on the street is that Wendy is allegedly revisiting old tensions, claiming that Aretha Franklin choosing to sit down with her instead of Oprah played a major role in Oprah not liking her. Not only that, but she's also hinting that this may have contributed to Oprah throwing subtle shade her way and eventually passing the daytime spotlight over to Sherri Shepherd. And that's not even the juiciest part. Allegedly, Wendy is now suggesting that during her time with Aretha, the legendary singer shared some surprising and unexpected insights about Oprah during a private conversation after their interview. Let's just say if even half of this is true, things are getting seriously messy. So yeah, you might want to stay seated for this one.
Gigs.
Yeah.
Do you let other people in the kitchen with you?
Frankly, never was the easiest woman to deal with. I say that in a loving way because I knew her too. She gave me the business as well.
So guys, this entire situation actually traces back to late 2010, when Aretha Franklin experienced a serious and somewhat mysterious health scare that led to surgery. At the time, there was widespread speculation that she might have been dealing with pancreatic cancer, which only intensified public concern. Naturally, once she began recovering, every major talk show host in America was competing to land the first exclusive interview with her. Now, keep in mind that around this same period, Oprah was wrapping up the final season of her iconic daytime talk show. She was determined to end her 25-year run with the biggest and most unforgettable interviews possible. Reports suggest that Oprah had already reached out to Aretha with plans for a grand tribute episode, featuring legendary names like Stevie Wonder, Smokey Robinson, and Motown founder Berry Gordy, all coming together to honor the Queen of Soul. But here's where things took an unexpected turn. Aretha completely bypassed Oprah's elaborate plans and instead chose to give that highly anticipated first interview to Wendy Williams. Honey, knowing Oprah, she likely would have gone all the way in with those questions, possibly bringing up long-standing rumors about Aretha's personal life, including stories about her having a child at a very young age, her early marriage to Ted White, and the controversies surrounding his lifestyle. And honestly, who knows what else might have been brought up? It's even possible that Aretha was warned ahead of time about the kind of questions she could face, which may have played a role in her decision to pass on Oprah's platform and not give her that dramatic, headline-making interview. Now, from what's been said, after Aretha sat down with Wendy, their conversation didn't just stop when the cameras did. At the time, Aretha had recently lost a significant amount of weight following her surgery, and while Wendy openly complimented her on air, things reportedly took a more serious tone behind the scenes. Apparently, Aretha pulled Wendy aside and gave her some firm, almost motherly advice about the dangers of extreme dieting and the importance of protecting her health, especially as a woman in the spotlight. And let's just say, it didn't stop at health advice. Allegedly, Aretha also opened up about why she chose to avoid Oprah, even warning Wendy to be cautious. According to whispers, she suggested that Oprah wasn't someone to fully trust, claiming she had significant influence in the media and could turn on people if they became too powerful. There are even claims that Aretha shared insights about how guests were treated behind the scenes, suggesting that emotional moments on camera weren't always as organic as they seemed, but sometimes encouraged for ratings. If any of that holds truth, it could explain the long-standing tension people have noticed between Wendy and Oprah over the years. After all, Wendy Williams dominated daytime television for a long time, building a loyal audience and creating viral moments that kept her firmly on top. Yet despite her success, Oprah never appeared on her show or publicly endorsed her in any major way. Then came the shift. Wendy's era came to an end, and Sherri Shepherd stepped into that daytime spotlight. And interestingly, not long into Sherri's run, Oprah made a very public appearance, sat down with her, and openly declared that she was passing the baton. Now that right there definitely raised a few eyebrows.
Please welcome Toni Braxton.
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What do you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big. This big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down on me.
So the real question is, why didn't Oprah ever pass that symbolic torch to Wendy when she was clearly the reigning queen of daytime television? The Wendy Williams show dominated its time slot for years, backed by a loyal audience, viral moments, and a steady stream of high-profile guests. And let's not forget, Wendy's earlier success in radio had already proven that she had the personality, influence, and staying power to lead in the industry. Which is why some people are wondering if Oprah's decision was intentional. By choosing to publicly pass the baton to Sherri Shepherd, who essentially stepped into Wendy's former slot, was it a subtle but calculated way of overlooking Wendy's legacy altogether? Could this have been the final chapter in a long-standing tension that dates back to the early 2000s? If anything, moves like this may have only fueled Wendy even more. And honestly, it wouldn't be surprising if she eventually decides to speak more openly about it, considering she's one of the few public figures who has consistently shown a willingness to call Oprah out. In fact, Wendy has previously made sharp remarks, even joking that Oprah might be the only person willing to go as far as interviewing controversial figures like Bill Cosby after his scandal. Whether said in jest or not, comments like that only add more layers to the complicated dynamic people believe exists between the two.
How when R. Kelly got interviewed, everyone's gonna want to talk to Bill Cosby just to get his side of the story.
I believe Oprah's the only one who'd stoop to that level.
You never know, man. It's thirsty out here in these streets, and also too,
She's also made several other bold remarks about Oprah things that many critics wouldn't even dare to say out loud.
Here's for Wendy Williams. They meant to say Gail. But I thought that this was a joke myself. I'm like, nobody needs to shed tears for me. I got this on lock.
So trust me, if there is anything Wendy has to say about what Aretha allegedly shared regarding Oprah, she's definitely not going to keep quiet about it. If anything, it seems like she may have just been waiting for the perfect moment to bring it up. And as for what that tea could actually involve, honestly, your guess is as good as anyone's. Over the years, people have pointed out that Oprah has often been seen in the same circles and photographed alongside several controversial figures who were later accused of serious crimes, including names like Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Sean Diddy Combs, John of God, Bill Cosby, and others. Because of that, some critics argue that as one of the most powerful figures in media, she would have been aware of what was happening in those elite circles. Others go even further, making extreme claims about her possible involvement, though these remain unproven and highly debated. Adding to the controversy, people also bring up the 2007 scandal at the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. At the time, Oprah personally traveled there, issued an apology, and took action to address the situation. While the staff member involved was later acquitted, the incident is still frequently referenced in discussions about her legacy. There have also been questions and speculation surrounding other projects associated with her, which continue to fuel online theories and debates. All of this has led some to wonder whether these are the kinds of things Aretha may have hinted at during her private conversation with Wendy. And like I said, if Wendy has been holding on to something significant, this could very well be the moment she decides to reveal it. At the end of the day, Wendy has always been known as someone who understands timing better than most in the media world. So for now, all anyone can really do is sit back and watch how everything unfolds. But I want to know what you think. Do you believe that Aretha's decision to snub Oprah is what sparked the tension between Oprah and Wendy? And do you think Wendy should finally speak out? Let me know your thoughts.